Hi, dear students. Structure of mitochondria is our today topic of discussion. As it is taken from A-level biology, let us start. How we can discuss the topic of structure of mitochondria. As earlier you have read about that mitochondria is a eukaryotic organelle. You know quite well, eukaryotes are the organisms which have a dominant nucleus inside their cells. That means eukaryotic organisms have a nuclear envelope around their nucleus. Let's say diameter. Mitochondria carries a diameter of 1 micron meter. Shapes. It is of various shapes, but usually it occurs in the form of sausage. It is a sausage like shape. Let's say about its structures, there are only two membranes. The outer membrane is called envelope. The envelope of the mitochondria, in other sense, the outer membrane of the mitochondria is very smooth, and this outer smooth membrane is called envelope. Its major function is to protect the structure of the mitochondria, while second most layer is the inner layer. It is a folded membrane and it forms a finger-like projection called cisternae. It's to be noted the inner membrane of the mitochondria is not smooth. It is folded into many layers and forms a lot of finger-like projections which are called cisternae. We are here to see in our diagrams next. Now this is a typical sausage-like shape of the mitochondria in which outer membrane is very smooth. It is also called envelope, while its inner membrane is not smooth. It is folded one and forms cisternae, while the space between inner membrane and outer membrane is called intermembrane. Now you can observe here intermembrane. It is a space between inner membrane and outer membrane. As you know, inner membrane is folded and forms many finger-like projections called cisternae. In other sense, we can visualize cisternae. It is a finger-like projection and it carries a lot of knot-like structures which are called F1 particles or elemental particles which are involved in aerobic respiration. These F1 particles produce a lot of enzymes, coenzymes which are utilized in aerobic respiration. Now, here is a porins. What are porins? These are the protein transport proteins in outer membrane or envelope. Now, this figure is representing the porins, the specialized proteins which lie inside the outer membrane, and their major function is to regulate the water-soluble particles from cell cytoplasm to the inner membrane surface. As we have earlier discussed that inner membrane surface is this space between the outer membrane and inner membrane. So these porins are specialized protein particles can transport small soluble water molecules like carbohydrates, like glucose molecules, amino acids, other fats particles which are soluble in water. They can move from cell cytoplasm to the inner membrane surface. Let's say here is intermembrane. As earlier we have discussed, the space between the outer and inner membrane. Its major function is that it acts like a selective barrier. So inner membrane performs a selective barrier. Through porins, different materials can pass through, but the inner membrane doesn't allow all the materials to pass through and enter inside the matrix. So the function is to control of ions and molecules. So we can say that inner membrane is here to control the movement of ions and movement of other molecules. As we know, other function of the mitochondria is aerobic respiration. Second, it acts like a powerhouse of the cell or power station of the cell, because we know through aerobic respiration or through the breakdown of carbon skeleton of organic molecules, there is a lot of release of ATP energy, and that is utilized for cell growth, cell movements, cell repairing, cell reproduction, or other purposes of the cells. So number of mitochondria in cells, number of mitochondria in cells totally depends upon the need of the energy. As we know, body muscles and then liver cells require more amount of energy for the proper functioning of their structures. That's why a single liver cell may contain up to 2000 mitochondria. So this is whole about the structure of mitochondria, a whole about their soul contents of the mitochondria. Stay blessed.